Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Airy Sky Readley's video blog. I'm Airy Sky, also known as Fleet Admiral Crabbing McCoffee, also known as San Juan Island Prepper, also known as Living Simply in Fun. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome back. So, before we start, let's get the thing out of the way first, the government shutdowns. The government shutdowns are pretty interesting. I got a glass here I just washed. I think it's ready right now. Let's grab this glass. Let's rinse it out. The government's shutting down in approximately a little over 6. Let's see, it's 5 now, so 6 hours and 41 minutes. Yeah, there you go, preppers. 6 hours and 41 minutes. The government will be shutting down. It's an interesting concept when I said the government would shut down. So, apparently my neighbor gave me 2 IPAs. Shout out to all of you. So let's talk about what's going on in the world. I gotta take 3 bags of trash out today. Now, I'm not an IPA fan, but let's get to it. So the hardline Republicans, or what they call the MAGA extremists, supposedly, has shut down the government, demanding so many damn cuts. The Democrats are saying no. This is just what I understand. And the Democrats are hoping they can bankroll this to win a massive blue wave in 2024. Yes. I don't know what to tell you guys, but I still think it's kind of interesting and entertaining to say the least. So we're going to sit here and we're going to wait and see what happens. Now, for some of you preppers out there, my computer has been down. I've been working on it, repairing it. Thanks to Higgins, I got a couple projects. I told Chloe to listen to the replay thing, post her comments. Chloe doesn't realize that. Well, I think she realizes now. Hold on a sec. My scanner is acting up yet again. Apparently, there's a power problem ever since I think Zoe moved it. It's been wonky. So I'm going to have to call Unity about this one again. Here we go. Let's see, it's going to move. There we go. So, here we have it. As a prepper, we need to talk about prepping as well. Government's going to shut down. Money is going to be tight. That means that either inflation is going to go through the roof, which means there's 2 possibilities of a government shutdown. One is the government will shut down. And there's no way of averting it because the hardliners wants what they want. The Democrats what they want. Personally, we the peons are going to be the ones suffering the consequences for these jackboots decisions again. Right. So, how do we fix it? We can't. So, one of the things I'm doing today, people, is I'm here to tell you about prepping. Please excuse me, I'm kind of in pain. I don't know why, but we'll get to that later. So, as a prepper, you guys need to realize the American people are suffering. That's right. There's going to be 4.5 million people furloughed. Yes. I read the reports. I've seen the reports. News today also came out that Dianne Feinstein passed away. Bless her heart. That's all I'm going to say. Now maybe the Californians can replace her with a Republican. Highly unlikely. I know if Sister Pee Wee was here, she'd basically make a comment to that effect. You know, that the people want handouts. Well, we're not here to basically belittle the Democrats or Republicans. I'm belittling them both because they can't come to a joint resolution to make something happen. So, the American people need to realize that Yeah. The American people need to realize that we're hurting. And a lot of people have emailed me saying, "Hey, what's going to happen Christmas time?" I don't know. I want to tell you my new journal is coming along fine. By the way, for some of you out there, I've been reading this book all the time. It's my get through when I'm in pain. This is my journal. There are many like it, but this one's mine. So as you can see on the bottom, okay, the green is right there. See where the green is? That's how much I've written already, okay? I've been writing like crazy to keep me in tune with things, talking in my journal. I hope to get these journals published for you all to understand living in a bunker and wondering what's going on. So another shout out I want to say to these Ecticity lanterns. These did really well, peeps. These did really well. Battery lasted over 18 hours so far. 4-pack. I got some more coming in as a prepper. You guys got to ask yourself, what are you waiting for? So I talked to Higgins the last 2 days. We're doing some computer work. He gets paid Monday. He didn't send me anything on desktops yet. People say, "Oh, well, why do you need a desktop when you can buy all in one? And why do you need this?" Well, let me explain what's going on in the world. Okay, we are basically suffering from the biggest problem of inflation. Sometimes you got to use the middleman to get things done. Sometimes you got to skirt around things and wait. I got a report coming in, for other issues. So, anyways, yep. So, anyways, so for some of you out there, I'm in pain. I've been in pain. Yeah, pain fluctuates from time to time, but I'm here to tell you, that I'm just here. I'm alive. You guys have been wondering, people have been emailing me, well, what's this Tildor guy saying about September remembers? Unless he's talking about a banking collapse that didn't happen, which, by the way, Higgins was going on and on and on yesterday about gasoline, I think it was. Or the other day. Gasoline, not my problem. You see, when you don't drive, it doesn't matter. When you don't drive, it doesn't matter. But the Dow Jones went down today. Again, 0.47%. They're closed today. He's all, but they don't say why, So basically all these people are like, oh, the stock market's going to, well, let me put it this way. If there's a furlough, right, the longest government shutdown is 35 days under the Trump administration. I looked it up. Fortunately, there's not a damn thing we can do about it because the American people need to realize that there's nothing, TSA agents would be stopped. Now, a lot of Democrats and Republicans are bankrolling that this shutdown is going to make or break America, possibly. Now, I'm not going to basically be in part with Tildor here, but you got to ask yourself, okay, we're going into a government shutdown, right? That means the stocks will go down lower because, the government now is thinking of doing single bills, like, oh, we'll fund this, but we won't fund that. And the House is going to do single bills, whereas the Democrats want to put it all together, right? Fortunately, what's going to happen? They're not going to get anything done. This could last more than 2 months. This could last more than 3 months, maybe. I mean, literally. I mean, look. Without TSA agents getting paid, the airports will start to come and get gridlocked. Airlines will have to cancel. We're talking the global collapse of the economy, but we're also talking about the collapse of the United States economy. This is why I keep telling you to keep prepping. Now, what happens when the government shuts down? People email me, oh, am I going to get my Social Security check? Yes. Am I getting my food stamps? Yes. Till at least October, and then November, you might not get a damn dime. Yeah. I mean, think about it. You got Higgins going, oh, well, I don't want a government shutdown. Just more money for me. No, the government turns around and tells them, no, you're not getting your damn stimulus. No, you're not getting your, not stimulus check, your retro check because we want to pay a old fart like you a damn dime because, I mean, Higgins has earned it, but the government's going to do anything they can. I mean, look, let's be frank here, okay? We're not talking about Higgins' retro check he may or may not get. He's going to have to suck it up that 914 is what some people get. My neighbor gets 914. But the truth isn't about this. It's government shuts down. That means Social Security applications and appeals come to a grinding halt. The longer they delay this funding the government, the longer it cripples the country. Think about it. Higgins is worried about gasoline pricing. Guess what? Then don't drive your fucking car. In a pandemic like we're getting into, a government shutdown pandemic, you don't drive your car. You let it go. I mean, look, during a government shutdown, okay, people say to me, do I have to pay my property taxes? Yeah, that's a state government. They're going to want their money, no ifs, ands, or buts. But what if this is a September to remember? Hold on, the scanner's doing it again. I'm going to turn it off. I think I'm going to have to email Newman about repairs. Find out what the fuck is happening here. There. Let's see if that works. Then, all of a sudden, you got, and check that out too, anyway. Then you got the government shutting down, right? It's a known fact. Higgins said to me last night, oh, they're going to come with an 11th hour deal. Really? The way I've seen the intel this morning is they're basically wanting to shut down the government so they can basically get a win for the MAGA Republican hardliner, supposedly, right? Now, I'm not a MAGA hardliner Republican, but I don't like to see the taxpayers being told that they're not going to be getting anything during the trial and error. Here's another reason why they're shutting down the government, in my opinion. And that is the American people need to realize if you shut down well, let's put it to you this way, hypothetically. Okay, this is just hypothetical. What if, hypothetically, you turned around and you decided to, as a prepper, you're prepping for government lockdowns, end of the month. Alex Jones. I'm Alex Jones. We're going to have a government lockdown. The TSA is going to do this, and this, and we're going to all have mask mandates by this, and then lockdowns at Christmas. Has Alex Jones forecasted this? Maybe, maybe not. But guess what happened here? Problem is, the American people now just got thumped 8 ways from Sunday with a government shutdown. Maybe the Republicans think if they do a government shutdown, this will cripple the whole future hypothetical. It's on my own opinion here, so I'm not misinforming you. That shuts down the government. They shut down the lockdowns. No lockdowns because everyone's at home. But it might be easier to do lockdowns. Think about it. No TSA on the job. Oh, we're not getting paid. Fuck you. Next thing you know, TSA ain't working. Then the air traffic controllers are only basically working skeleton crew to bring in cargo planes. And Higgins says, oh, well, you're going to worry about the thing. I don't care if your freaking car needs 50 parts and they can't make it for you. Thing is, we got a fucking auto strike. We got a fucking writer's strike. Well, I think they cleared that up maybe. We got a fucking government shutdown coming. What's left? Maybe a banking collapse. Maybe what Tildor was saying, people, by the way, I don't like IPAs by drinking this, is what's going to happen to the people. Think about it. Government shutdown means that certain things. Medicare is not essential for filing essential filing essential things. So your Medicare and Medicaid, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services, the CMS, might basically come to a grinding halt. No processing. No processing means Higgins calls up. Oh, yeah, I need to have a thing around my back and my feet. Sorry, sir, we can't process payments right now. You get to stay at home and rot and die of pain. Think about it. I'm already in enough pain, but that could happen. They could be planning it. Get rid of the elderly and the freeloading mooches and the worthless eaters, as Sister Pee Wee would say, by getting rid of us all this way. We're all that kind of looks kind of funky. Hold on, we're all in this together, Pete. This is why you need to prep. There we go. So, point being is this, peeps. What's going to happen in the future? I don't know. Are you prepping? Because this is what we're prepping for. We're prepping for. This could be the dominoes effect. Government shutdown. Stock market goes down. Wise people say, oh, well, the stock market's going to be fine. No, it isn't, because think of it. With a government shutdown, that's 4.5 million government employees, contractors, and more that can't get paid, which means their stocks go down because they got to dip into their retirements to pay themselves through the government shutdown. Meanwhile, Medicare and Medicaid probably is not going to be processing anything. And that means Social Security cards aren't going to be made. Things are going to come to a grinding halt, which means the federal government can turn around and not even pay subsidized apartments like HUD and the so, they're saying the shutdown is nearly given. Yeah, see? We knew this was coming down the pipe. Also, New York's been completely and thoroughly flooded too. So have you guys in New York been prepping? I mean, literally, think about it, peeps. I've been working my ass off around the clock. Oh, which reminds me, tonight's supper is going to be chili dogs. So I got to do dishes a little later, but I'm doing chili dogs tonight. Yep, here we go. 1 pack of chili dogs. So, what's that tell you, my friends? This weekend is going to be hell on wheels. Government shuts down. TSA has been ordered to come into work. Park Service has been ordered to come into work. But what happens? No one gets paid. I asked a friend of mine, what happens if the government shuts down? Do you get paid, or they're about to get paid, or never mind what he said. I don't want the government knocking on my door, what he said, okay? But he was very thing. He's like, he sounded like a thug when he said it, okay? But thing is, I think he doesn't realize government shuts. Yeah, I mean, the Republicans, you guys want to know why I think they're doing this? I'll tell you why. Because they think they can win brownie points and win back the White House, the Senate, and the House. Fortunately, the Democrats think they got enough people that they can win the House and the Senate and the White House still, due to the fact that this government shutdown is basically brought on by a bunch of hardliner people that want to take away 99% of their constituents' benefits, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps. Government ACP, which runs out in 2024. The Lifeline phone. They want to get rid of all these handouts. The WIC program, they just want to cut it. They want to cut it. Yeah, to me, tell you what I think. I think that they're doing this on purpose. They don't care about the American people. This is why I keep telling you. You guys got to prep. Think of what happens in a nuclear attack. What happens in a nuclear attack? American people, we all get nuclear radiated and wiped out, and zapped and vaporized, while the rest of the people, the Republicans and Democrats, are hunkered down in bunkers saying, oh, too bad this. Well, let's just say it's like the Democrats and Republicans turning out. Let's just say I became a congressman and I became an asshole. And Zoe, moderator Zoe, needs help or something. I say, oh, too bad. I'm in a bunker. You can go die. Yeah, that's what these people are doing. They think they're the better people, so they deserve to live. Well, they're playing God and letting everyone else die. Think about what they're doing. They're basically saying, oh, it doesn't matter if, if we got an auto worker strike. Yeah, you know what? If the auto workers strike for 6 months, 9 months, and crippled the auto industry, I wouldn't give two shits because I don't drive a car. And the only thing I would is well, let me put it to you this way. The other day, Higgins and I was arguing about something. Okay, let me tell you a story. You see, the story goes like this, preppers. In the past, things go wrong. In the past, people love their goodies. Say, for example, older game systems. You can find older games and older game systems on it. Computer. They basically made it so you can play them on the computer. So if your system's broken or your system needs to be cleaned and repaired, you got to go through specialty places now. 40 years later, right? Then you can sit there and say, okay, that makes sense. But what if, let's just say, we're going to use Higgins here as an example. His car breaks down. Oh, well, I can't get parts and I don't have no money and no retro truck to buy a new car. Guess what? Government new cars come to a grinding halt. They're going to either take the new cars, strip them down for parts, or they're going to sell the new cars for 50% more because the auto industry knows they can make money because it's a supply and demand issue while everyone's on strike. Let's say the entire auto industry goes on strike. There's some Joe Schmo repair shop out there in the middle of Bumblebee, Missouri that will turn around and manufacture or fabricate the parts needed to keep your car running. It might cost more because you got a specialty guy that's running a Smith shop, which he's got to make a carburetor, so he goes and he's got all the tools to make carburetors. Another guy might make transmissions. Another one might make engine rebuilds. I mean, there's people out there that have the molds and can do all of these repairs. Well, so same goes with these specialty places. We're not going to need to worry. Oh, well, the gas prices. I don't care about the gas prices. Look, maybe the government's shutting down to teach these people to quit fucking driving on diesel engines and burning fossil fuels. I mean, literally. I mean, the government has their own way of doing things. I don't know. It's just the theory I have. But my point is, I love our country. Fortunately, there's too many damn hilljacks out there that think, the government's going to do this and terrorize that and do this. To me, you got to make it. You got to make things survive. You got to survive. Make things last. Yeah. Yeah. You got to make things last. I mean, look, I told Higgins, you can get and rebuild your own computers and not upgrade them and spend very little money. It's fine. But when someone needs 5,280, that's 1 mile, 5,280 computers, that makes you wonder what the fuck is wrong when you're not prepping. I mean, there's people in this world that like to bitch about every little thing. By the way, this was a Deschutes Tropical Fresh IPA. It wasn't tropical fresh in my opinion. But anyways. So, my opinion is this, my friends. American people need to realize we're going into a world where this could be the longest shutdown. You see, I've been getting intel all day today about shutdowns. It goes like this. No, I'm not talking about. This is a fresh mango IPA. Oh, well, we'll find out how this mango IPA is, right? Okay. Goes like this, my friends. Government shuts down. Why the Republicans can't do these hardliners? Because they're trying to save Donald Trump, more likely. Shutting down the government cripples the economy, which in turn basically shuts down the government from their investigations. This is the only card I think they can play. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe that's why Sister Pee-wee hasn't popped on lately and said, hey, Rita, I'm doing good. My Sister Pee-wee. I love Sister Pee-wee. But in some ways, I'm not a hardliner, okay? I'm just giving you the facts. This could basically cripple the entire country. We could either go into civil war, banking collapse, nuclear war, or a Great Depression 2.0. Now, Tildor, he's being a panty waste, and Private Tildor Pyle hasn't got back to me about the Black Swan event. You know, people email me, oh, the Black Swan event's supposed to be done by now. The Black Swan event didn't happen today because the Black Swan event is the Black Swan event was supposed to be, well, September is going to be a thing to remember, really. So unless the September to remember is happening tonight at midnight Eastern Standard Time, which would be 9 p.m. my time, the government has nothing. You know, we can only speculate. Now, the intel coming out is pretty damn funny. So, anyways, I got my inbox being checked right now for any new incoming emails for you guys because, yeah. So, apparently, I got 5 emails. And then you got these people emailing me. So they're like, do you want ads? No, I don't want ads. Okay, are we on, is this? Oh yeah, this is AOL, okay. What we got here? Another fucking... unwanted mail. Yeah, I love these unwanted emails. They're like, wherever. It's like, nope. So here we go. Again, my email is, they're trying to get me to make money on ads, and it's like these damn scammers don't realize that, you know, Kane, hope Kane's doing all right, Miss Kane too, you know, but I get emails from all these other people, you know, yesterday a bunch talking about what's going to happen. Well, my opinion is the hardliners are going to turn around and cripple the country. And when they cripple the country, we are going to be crippled. Yeah. How are we going to be crippled? We just are. Yeah. So, anyways, while I'm at it, I'm going to email unit and support page. I'm going to ask for support for once. I got a complaint. You know what? I think I might call them. Yes. Do they have a phone number? Yes, they do. Central. So they're closed. Guess I'll call Monday. Yep. All right. Cool. So, my point is, for you Americans out there, you need to realize that as a prepper, what are we doing about this? Well, Higgins emailed to me today and he's, oh, you can't eat ramen. Guess what? I eat ramen because that's what I can afford. The other day I was talking to Zoe about something, right? It's not what you can eat, it's what you can afford. Even Pee Wee said the same thing. You live within your means. That's why I got 2 ramen cups there for lunch, which I haven't had lunch today. My lunch is this today, thanks to my neighbor. This is a mango IPA. Let's see if it tastes mango or IPA is. Still tastes pine needles, and it's more pine needle-y than. Anyways, so basically, my point is that I've been working my butt off for you all, and because of it, you guys need to realize that the I've been realized that the government could be doing this to try to win the election in 2024, possibly. I don't know. It's hypothetical. No one knows. No one cares. Fortunately, right now, the way the government's working, the government is shutting down. And approximately, when it hits 3, it'd be 6. That'd be 5 hours, 59 minutes. So 5 hours, 59 minutes. So 6 hours and 8 minutes to go. And yet they can't come up with any. And yet, how does that affect the economy? How does that affect prepping? Simple. It affects prepping like it affects everything else. Yeah. Yeah. It affects everything else. Think about it. Chloe's going to get paid. Rita's going to get paid. Trish is going to get paid. Anyone on disability is going to get paid. But everyone else, 1 month, food stamps go bye-bye. Why does food stamps go bye-bye? Because the government makes this go longer and longer. What they're trying to do is they're trying to cripple the economy and blame it on the Democrats. Republicans and hardliners think they can win. Fortunately, that's going to alienate 4.5 million people when they decide that they're going to go out in the real workforce and give up working for the government when they can't be guaranteed wages, when the government can't even. We're the only country in the union, people, let me just tell you, that literally cannot, and it has to raise a budget. Yeah, most places, their budget's clean every year. This is the only country that crippled the budget. And this is the way that they're going to try to win, to get the thing in. And by the way, you say, oh, well, what happens with the courts? Good question. No one knows, my friends. No one's been in that boat position where the courts shut down. When and if the courts shut down, then it's the end. Yeah. It is what we call the end, because that's say the government wants their president to win, right? The Republicans, the hard writers, they don't mind if the government shuts down. But what if they turn around and they find out these people in Texas and the red states say, oh, well, we got a government for shutdown, this is great. And all of a sudden, Joe Bob and Joe Mark and Joe Jesus and whoever else turn around and they're getting the jobs. And these redneck bumpkins that love the government shutdown now jobless because of this. What if the government decides, well, we got our we got our government shutdown, but it reflects too a Great Depression because think about it. There's going to be too many. Oh, great. Hold on a sec, please. All right, so they turn around and shut down the government, thinking they can get a new president or their president back into office, and all these right wing hardliners say okay, but instead it causes a tsunami of everyone applying for jobs, working in the private sector instead of the government sector, and then what happens? Then they say, well, we saved the 2024 elections, but then with no one running TSA and all air traffic controllers not getting money, they leave. Then what happens? You got no one delivering your packages on Amazon's air. Everything has to go by train. Now, trains are private companies. The government can start loading everything on trains. They can sit there and pack you all into sardines by buses. But then, if everyone's working, there's no way to travel out of country to see family on buses. So, I mean, there's basically a big windfall of what's going to come down the pike. I mean the pipe. I mean, look at it from the point of view of the taxpayers. Government's going to see a lot of houses being foreclosed because the government is not going to allow the more likely not to allow the government to to do a continuing resolution or a new budget because they want to cripple this country. And that's our report today. Xi Jinping is happy as hell the government's shut down. Way to go, Xi. I love your attitude. Truthfully, Americans don't realize this is going to have some sour consequences. I mean, look, hardliners, they're not going to give into the war in Ukraine. Fine by me. I could use $12 billion to my name. Jokingly, of course. And then you got the hardliners saying, well, what about our homeless? If we're paying $12 billion for the Ukrainian war, but every state's got a whole much homeless population, it's just going to get worse when governments aren't going to get paid for subsidized. And the government's going to do some executive orders, and the executive orders are going to be stalled in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's going to say, nope, you can evict these people because these people, they're not paying. Yeah. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, my friends. I love all of you, by the way. Why? Because you guys need to know the truth. Checking on some real quick. Oh, yes. Well. Hmm. All right. So some of you people out there need to realize, Higgins may or may not be right. He's like, oh, well, if we have a gas problem and this, I don't care. All right. Don't care if the ferries are delayed. Otherwise, I use my legs for most things, okay? Fortunately, what's the IPA on this or the ABV on these things? These things are pretty stout, in my opinion. 6.4, no shit. And then that's why I'm feeling a buzz. It's 6.5. Yeah, see? See, I don't even pick up on these things. No wonder why my neighbor likes these and gave me a couple. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I love all of you, okay? But as a prepper, you got to look at the big picture here. What are you prepping for? Government shuts down, you lose your food stamps. What are you going to do then, huh? This is why I told you. And by the way, government food pantries might shut down too, I just heard. Within a month, if they don't restart the government food pantries aren't going to basically be giving food. Your food banks, your local food pantries, gone. Then what do you guys do? Hmm? What do you all do? Think about it. Think about it. Chew on that for a while. Me? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what I can to save a few bucks and do what I can to keep going. But point is, you guys need to know that if the government keeps this extended, what if here's the thought? Oh, I'm Higgins. I'm gonna get my benefits. I'm gonna be reinstated to get a retro check. Really? By 2027, the government's gonna run out of fucking disability insurance money. It's gone. Survivor 2029, Social Security retirement 3032. Meanwhile, they don't want to give it. They want to kill the Social Security program now. If the government shuts down, everyone's going to be paying into the Social Security system temporarily until they raise it. But until the Democrats get what they want, Republicans are going to be fighting tooth and nail, saying we don't want to pay for Higgins free phone service or Higgins free internet service or anyone's food stamps. Think about it. I sit in the command chair every day, and every day I sit here and I see the news. The news ain't pretty, peeps. You guys sit around with your thumbs so far up your ass, it ain't even funny. So I come in, I put my pants on. House rejects bill that would revert shutdown. You see, this is why. They're shutting it down because they think they can save President Trump the only way they know how. Shut down the government. If the government can't basically run, TSA won't run, the airlines won't run, we won't have a complete lockdown. Way to go, bravo, Republicans. Democrats have their own ideas, but you know what? I don't believe either party. They're a bunch of ball-washing jackasses that's not going to get anywhere in life. Food stamps get cut, then what? People are not going to be spending money. Think of it this way. There's people on this island that think that, oh, well, if we get rid of the tourists, it's great. Get rid of the tourists because they can't afford to come here. Then stores and shops go under. The reason they're going under is one guy wants to suck up everything. But if he can't make any money, he goes under. Then the entire island becomes a deserted island. Think about it. A deserted island. Yeah. Yeah. People say, oh, that won't happen. Really? Try it. See what happens. In the meantime, I want you to think about what the government's doing. Now, I've been racking my brain for days. What's Tildor saying? Is Tildor right? Is this going to happen? No one knows. But I will tell you this. I got projects to do. You know what? I'm going to email Higgins on something real quick. I got 2 Higgins projects I need to do real quick. Yeah. Or he could be busy having Cracker Barrel. Apparently, he was supposed to have it this morning. I told him if his brother's paying the meal, he should order one of everything. All right, so my beer's almost done, but you guys need to realize. All right, let me give you the thing. Government shuts down. They're doing it to save, apparently, the Republican Party. You got to ask yourself, which party are you in? I'm not in either party. I see both parties. They're trying to use this as a win-win for 2024. Me, I think the best part about win-win in right now is Uncle Sam shuts down. That's 4.5 million to 5 million people unemployed. They're going to go work at McDonald's and any other places. Then the private sector will be solidified, but then the private sector might take over and have better benefits than the government sector. Well, you know what? Here's a little tip for you. The Republicans and Democrats shut down the government. Those motherfuckers still get paid. Think about that. Think about that, my friends. While the government shuts down, they're still getting paid. You may lose your job. You may not want to go to work. You may be told you better have it. You know what? I think the TSA agent should be getting double or triple or even quadruple pay. Why? Because they got to have some of that money put away in a special emergency furlough savings account that they can draw on if the government shuts down. The government doesn't think about these special accounts. They just want to shut down everything and hope like hell nothing happens. To me, I think we're going down the rabbit hole. Will the government shut down? Maybe. Will the government might shut down? Who knows? Will the government see, Chloe, I love Chloe as a person. Chloe's dumb as box rock. She doesn't see the big picture like a prepper does. Government shuts down, you're still going to get your Social Security checks, but you might not get your food stamps in November. Little trade-off. You might not get your phone service in November. You might not get your internet payment in November. What they're trying to do is cripple people to either basically force them to work or force them probably to die. Fortunately, a lot of people say, what happens if the government shuts down and they can't afford their meds? Well, the burden gets on to the people that basically have to deal with this. That's why the Republicans are doing this. They're basically doing it for one reason, I think. The Democrats, they'll get into power maybe 2024, hypothetically, and if that happens, they're going to pass all these bills, basically furloughs, budgets, everything else. But it's going to be massive tax spending and tax raising on the Republicans. You see, thing is, it's not a 50-50 one way or the other. It's going to be one way or the other, and it's not going to be anything good. To me, this is why I keep telling you guys, if you're prepping for this shit, then you wouldn't have to worry about higher pricing. But no, you guys sit there and think Uncle Sam's not going to shut down, and you can get your food and whatever. Let me just tell you this. I've been watching the prices as usual. It's always like, oh, you always watch pricing. Well, toilet paper paper towels just went up another $10. So that's the only thing that went up in price. Everything else, same price. Certain items, down in price. But you get the idea. So to me, you got to ask yourself, what are you prepping for? So, anyways, I'm going to email my advocate, and then I'm going to go walk Moppy. There we go, peeps. Plain and simple, plain as day. Think about what I said. You better keep on prepping. I might come back after another prepping video, but right now, it's time for me to go outside for a few minutes. Thanks for watching, and just remember. Oh, did I even do updates yet? No, I didn't. So, the update is Chloe's being a complete dumbass, demanding I move my ass on things, which my hands are tied. And by the way, for some of you out there wondering what's going on in the world, I'm not anyone's fucking slave, okay? Second move is I've done everything I can. It's all up to other people to help. If they don't want to help, Chloe's got to sit there and wait. Chloe wants to scream and yell at me, I'll hang up the fucking phone on her. Plain and simple. So, in the meantime, there we go. So I'm going over here, and then I'm going to log in soon so I can do this business. But you see, she wants to yell and scream at me. You know what? Let me just tell it this way. Person wants their computer, they better fucking earn it back because they have not earned anything. They don't go through their email. They don't even fucking go through and make phone calls. They expect everyone to be handed to them. You're not a fucking real woman. A real woman would have got off their ass and fucking done this stuff a long time ago. That's another thing. The government basically wants to make it so you have to accept a man who's got their dick lopped off and became a woman and put tits in them. It's hard to say. A real woman would have fucking maintained and basically went full bore to get this job done. Most trannies, fine and dandy, but guess what? I don't accept any panty-waist son of a bitch who wants to demand I make it known. You want your computers, Floyd? Then earn it. Otherwise, go buy a fucking new one. We already know you lie, you cheat, and you steal. What more do you want? You see? Plain and simple. I'm not going to listen to these son of a bitches anymore when they basically turn around and say, oh, well, you did this and that. Well, it is what it is. I'm not against the trans community. I'm just basically the hardliners think that they're mutilating the damn penises and vaginas for sex changes. That's their business. I accept that. What I don't accept is being rammed down my fucking throat. I'm going to be left the fuck alone. I got my own mottos, methods, and madness. If someone wants to earn something, they better get all those damn reviews done. If someone wants to earn something, they better open their damn emails and get it done. Someone wants to earn something and I tell them something, Higgins, he's earned every damn bit of his gift cards. Some people, they don't earn jack shit. I spent 18 fucking hours cleaning up a laptop that had nothing but porn on it. Yeah, Chloe's fucking porn collection. Think about that, peeps. And yet, I'm the one prepping and getting things prepped. I'm doing everything. And then Chloe, I said, not Zoe, Chloe. And then I hear, oh, well, you don't know what it's like. Really? You don't understand what it's like to live in fucking pain. In too much pain. Surviving one day at a time. There you have it. So, with that said, everyone, think about it. Please think about that. I might make another short video about the government throughout the night. But in the meantime, you better prep, because this is one September that might go into a October that might be remembered as the October that anything. What if, before I go, let me think of this. What if Thanksgiving comes? Government's still shut down because the Republicans won't budge. How are you going to handle your Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner? Whatever it's still out in December. How are you going to handle Christmas? Think about that. Economy's going to take a nosedive if this happens. I want you guys to think about it, keep an eye on it, plan it carefully. So, I love all of you. So, I love all of you. I love all of you. So, in my opinion, keep on prepping. Please add and subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, hit the like, subscribe buttons, hold some fun for the family, including your dogs, your cats, your bunnies, your service dogs, service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button, keep your comments nice. So, thank you. God bless you and everything you do.